going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I wanted to talk about some tweets that were sent out recently from Tom Henderson regarding some Hazard Zone news. Now, there was a capture event that took place fairly recently, and one of those capture events involved players being able to test out Hazard Zone. Tom Henderson had this to say from his insider. His tweet reads, "It's a high-intensity mode with some really cool moments that gets the heart going. The biggest drawbacks is the player economy is screwed, and you need to back out to the main menu to upgrade your setup after each match." Now, kind of what that tells me is that they're really trying to get you in and get you out. This is supposed to be kind of a 25-minute at the most type game mode. We've known that from the briefing that they released on Hazard Zone. It's not going to take as long as, say, a traditional Battle Royale match, or even in Hunt Showdown, you get 45-minute matches. But this is a different type of pace. It's faster paced. And if you do have to go back to the main menu to even upgrade your setup, it kind of sounds like you can just hop from game to game, insta-queue, right as the other one is being finished, keeping it really fast paced. His thread goes on to say, "It seems like you're going to have a bad time playing solo, or if you're just not so good a player. Basically, you need to play several matches to upgrade your items, all of which can be lost if your team dies in just one game. Looks like it will be a mode for strong team play. If you don't know how Hazard Zone works, 4 players start with 0 credits. For killing bots, players, you get credits and collect data, but to get money for data, you have to escape from the map in one of the 2 transport extraction points. If you're killed before you escape, you only get credits for killing AI and players. Before the new match starts, you can buy weapons plus accessories, but if you die, you lose everything. So you start collecting again / killing again." And he asks his community if that seems repetitive to them. A lot of people throwing in arguments like Battle Royale is extremely repetitive. You land, you loot, you die. You land, you loot, you die. Every now and again, you get a win, but pretty much it's the same old, same old. And I kind of agree with that. It's probably not going to seem repetitive because of all that's at stake. So you have the high intensity gameplay, the risk of losing your loadout. And again, I've covered this a couple times in some previous videos, talking about how if the game itself is fun, if getting from point A to point B is fun, then the game will be just fine. That's all Hunt Showdown is, and the game mode works. Now, of course, this is a totally different style. It's a lot faster. Strategically speaking, it's going to be on a different level. One of the things that makes Hunt Showdown so great is you can play it slow. Audio is a huge factor in a Hunt Showdown match, so it's going to be more paced, whereas it seems Hazard Zone might be a lot faster. Of course, we won't know until we fully get in there and experience it for ourselves. The difficulty I'm finding with Hazard Zone is that casual players are going to get destroyed over and over again and be at a disadvantage at the start of each game. At least in Battle Royale, all players are equal once they land. That does make sense to me, and I totally get that. But again, you look at Hunt Showdown, you look at Escape from Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov especially does not care if you are skilled, if you have gear or not. They're going to put you in a game. Now, there is some matchmaking elements. I haven't really dived deeply into the Tarkov matchmaking system, but I remember running hatchet runs and low cost gear to get in, just to get some money and get out, and I would get absolutely ruined. Not every time, but there were those moments where you run up on a squad of 4 fully kitted out guys and you could do nothing about it. He says it was also reported that people with faster PCs that you consider as more hardcore players were able to load into matches more quickly, essentially giving them a head start in being able to loot, kill AI, and prepare to kill enemy players. This kind of reminded me of Tarkov a little bit, because one of the things that was most important, and again, I haven't followed Tarkov through its entirety, so it could have been different in the beginning, but I know that the spawns, when you load into a match, it took us quite a while sometimes to get into a match while it was loading, and mainly I think that was because it was waiting for every single player to load in. Once you load in, everybody spawned in, and you all started at this exact same time, and I think that that is pretty important. Same thing goes for Hunt Showdown. You wait for other players load in, you go in. So if people are managing to get into the game faster than other players, it can create kind of a bad balance. But that could just be a technical thing. You know, people running with SSDs versus hard drives might have something to do with that, or network speed, or whatever. You know, we're gonna see that, how that plays out. But theoretically, I agree that it probably shouldn't take forever for people to load in. You really should start people out at the exact same time, and maybe that was the intention and something screwed up. I don't know. He also references FPS Crash's video saying that you keep your bank account credit credits. Even if you die, you just lose the gear that you've purchased. So some clarification on that. You don't lose your money that's in your account. Basically, when you buy gear and you die, you lose all of that gear, which in turn is kind of like losing money because then you have to turn right around and buy more weapons. If you continuously die and next thing you know, you don't have any money, you're just going to have to go in with stuff that's bare bones. And that's kind of the issue that he's bringing up here. If people are going in with bare bones stuff against people who have crazy loadouts, they've won a few matches of Hazard Zone 5, 6, 7 times, have a bunch of attachments, a bunch of better weaponry, they're just going to get wiped. And I'm not really sure how to feel about it because one half of me says, okay, well, that's the nature of the beast. I don't know what to tell you. And the other half of me is a little bit concerning because if I'm on a constant losing streak, and I experienced this in Tarkov, I had to reset my account in Tarkov because I went completely broke, kept getting my ass kicked, kept losing money, and that was on me. You know, I wasn't on par with the players I was getting put up against. I was also making mistakes. You know, I was a new player. If they do kind of have a fail-safe system to keep new players from getting completely decimated all the time, that's going to be really important, I think. And looking down at the comments, people are saying this is literally what Tarkov is all about. Imagine fair play in Tarkov. It doesn't exist. And now it's kind of coming together for me. When they said it's kind of a mix between Hunt Showdown and Escape from Tarkov, I didn't understand what the Escape from Tarkov reference was really getting at, because you could extract in any game mode, right? Hunt Showdown has extraction, so why wouldn't they just say it's like Hunt Showdown? Well, I think the reason it is being compared to Tarkov as well as Hunt Showdown is because I think it is going to be not for casuals. And to be honest, that sounds kind of cool. I would be down with something that's really hardcore. Now, you're not going to get into hardcore mechanics like Tarkov. Tarkov is kind of on a different level. The way Tarkov kind of regulates this is they have wipes. So they'll have massive updates and then they'll wipe the server. And then everybody starts at level 1, and then you have to work your way up. So if you come into Tarkov in the middle of a wipe, you're probably gonna get shit on most of the time. When me and Aaron jumped in with Gooch, we were getting absolutely demolished, but we weren't crippled completely. We were able to get up, figuring out how the game works, and we would get good. Not perfect, but we learned the game, and it took time, and it was difficult. It was very difficult, but it was really, really fun. And we started to pick up on it. We started to get good. And maybe that's what we're going to see with Hazard Zone. The Tarkov reference is starting to make sense to me. It kind of almost makes me a little bit more excited. But the thing about it is, Hazard Zone has not been shown off whatsoever aside from the trailer a while back. At this point, I figured we would have gotten some gameplay or, anything to show us what to expect from this new mode. But with time drawing short, we're getting all Portal videos. They released one on Twitter showing the Bad Company 2 stuff with weapons and maps and stuff, and Portal looks amazing. And honestly, I think that is their #1 push. Portal is the place to be. It's what's going to carry them into the future with content updates, with more Battlefield titles being added in. Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 4, 2142, Vietnam. They can go on and on. This sucker is going to make money for the next 2 years if they do it correctly. Kind of makes me a little bit sad because Hazard Zone's really what I'm looking forward to, and it just hasn't seemed to be getting a lot of love lately. So what are your thoughts? Are you kind of hoping that it's going to be a really hardcore type game mode? Because it is high risk, it is high reward, it is not for casuals. Based on kind of what DICE has said on it, and based off of what Tom's being told, it kind of sounds like it's pretty brutal. Does that make you excited about it? Does it make you sad about it? I've had people in the chat, we talked about it last night on the stream, and some of them are discouraged. They just want to have fun. They don't want to sweat. They don't want to go crazy. They just want to have a good time with their friends and all that stuff. And of course, they're going to be indulging in a lot of Portal. Who knows? I'm very interested to see. And the good news is either we'll get a video very soon or we won't ever get one and we'll just play it on Friday, which is exactly what we're going to do. I'm waking up at 2 a.m. and we're going straight into the Hazard Zone, baby. So make sure you tune in. Tonight is going to be the last night for Battlefield 4. We're saying goodbye. We're uninstalling it. If you've seen the last 2 uninstall videos, Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 week took place. We uninstalled it. They're gone. Battlefield 4 is up next, and we will say a sad goodbye to our friend. I stream right here on YouTube, so you don't have to go anywhere. Just hit subscribe. Come by the stream. We'll talk about this. I'm curious to get your thoughts. Let me know in the comments if this is going to be too hardcore or not. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll get a Hazard Zone video today. I don't know. I think it's going to be Portal, though. Keep an eye out on the Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. You'll probably see a lot less of these theory type videos because the game's launching. So instead, you're going to get the armory videos where we break down the weapons systems, figure out the best loadouts. We may even go into the portal mode and figure out which attachments are best. That's a lot of weapons. I mean, that's a huge library of weapons. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video.